Hello everyone and welcome to today's No FOMO charts, stocks and crypto TA live stream. It is Monday, July 24, 2023, about 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be a big week this week for stocks. First off, we have big tech earnings this week. It's Google, Microsoft, Meta, Amazon, Intel, just to name a few: Visa, MasterCard, McDonald's, Chevron, ExxonMobil, big companies reporting this week. Also, on the economic data side, the biggest point of data probably this week is going to be the FOMC press conference on Wednesday. We also have the interest rate status there, FOMC statement, advanced GDP, and core PCE price index, which is related to the inflation data that the FOMC is really looking at. So quite a bit of big data Wednesday and Thursday. Thursday will be the biggest for stocks. Wednesday will be big for the interest rate and the FOMC press conference. So we'll look out for that. In terms of current events and news, yes, earnings season is continuing. This week, we had the FOMC meeting on Wednesday. Now, some news: Apple's planning to launch Apple GPT, their AI service that'll work on Apple devices. Actually looking forward to that. Twitter, unfortunately, changed their name to X based on Elon Musk request. Spotify raises premium subscription price. UPS and Teamsters to restart talks to really prevent that strike in delaying of packages. In crypto world, we'll start at the bottom here. Celsius Network finally reached two statements or settlements to return assets to customers and end its bankruptcy. Binance selected and promoted a new general counsel employee. That's the chief legal officer there after the previous general counsel quit. Binance also laid off 1,000 employees amid continuing regulatory pressure. Now, the biggest news yesterday was OpenAI, so this is ChatGPT, Sam Altman, launched WorldCoin Crypto, which is a personhood verification cryptocurrency that scans somebody's eye iris to create a digital identity in regards to crypto. So it's both good and bad. It's good at that we can differentiate between, is it a human or is it an AI that we're talking to? Or does the human own the crypto, or is it AI transaction, etc.? But the backlash that we're facing is, well, what about privacy, security, identity, accessibility? This really centralizes OpenAI and the crypto, right? Because if OpenAI is the problem and this is supposed to be the solution, it's actually owned by the same company. So a little bit too much power there from my initial viewpoint. But there's a lot of volatility in the crypto if you're a trader. Beware of that on the trading side. All right, let's get into stocks. Hello and welcome everybody. We are streaming live on TradingView, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter X as well. We have a group there. So we'll start off with the S&P 500 for this week. We've been in an uptrend since December and March. Okay, we've been in this uptrend. We look at the blue high, low, high, low. We're at our higher high point. We finally hit my target, so I'm going to erase this 452, 453 target. I'm going to erase that. Now, if I draw a trend line on the bottom side, you can see we broke out of this psychological type of structure, ascending triangle. It's very similar to Dow Jones. Now, what was the measured move here? It's supposed to be about 16%. Do we hit that yet? Not yet. But we're heading right into the worst earnings week ever. So the second bull target should be 481. Not worst, but the most volatile. A lot of companies, 30 to 40% of the stock market is reporting on Thursday in one day. It's a big deal in terms of market capitalization. So as we continue to watch this, still in the higher high phase. But if we look at the oscillators, I am seeing a little double top on this RSI. I am seeing a little loss of momentum. So any bad earnings can drop us back down to about 419 or 420 area. If we look at the EMAs, you can see the 200 EMA is 410. 421, 433. Immediate 20-day support is 446. I know it's a lot of lines, but we can also view it this way. If this is too many yellow lines for people, draw Fibonacci, low to high, reverse that. You can see we hit all these targets. We're still in a golden cross. The market's not going to crash to oblivion zero. But if we have bad earnings, we could immediately come back down to 441 at least. Now on the weekly, it's not a bearish engulfing candle yet. There is this little, we just started today, but we have this little bit of doji candle right here. But you can see on the weekly, definitely plenty of room to fall back down. We had a nice run for about 3 months straight. Next up, QQQ. Very similar. Let me erase this lesson from last time, but we can see we're already in the golden cross. The uptrend is still underway. Heading into big tech earnings, so this is the big ETF that everyone's watching. It did actually kind of go parabolic. If somebody wants to draw that parabola, somebody could draw something like this a little bit, right? A little bit. If we draw like this, it's kind of interesting that it broke out of here. That's why it's a little bit of bearish momentum. And we could see that also happening on the oscillators. So if there's bad earnings, I would not be surprised if this dumps. People taking profit, you got stop losses moving up, etc. This is a pivot point. It would be interesting to see that, right? You can see there's a big open circle right here. Big open circle. That's what we want to avoid. So if we have the EMA up cross right here, 359 in this area, 325. Reverse Fibonacci this as well. You can see immediate 236 support, $367. Now on the weekly, checking on the candles, we do have the shooting star. That's what I've been talking about for many weeks. We're up here in the overbought range. MACD momentum is fading down slowly. I see this shooting star up here, and we are starting off on this new week. Could spell a little bit of pullback trouble, and that's totally normal because it goes high, low, high, low, high, low, high. Where's the higher low? And then bounce up for continuation if possible. Next up, Dow Jones. Dow Jones, I'm going to adjust this, the DIA, because on some people were saying, oh, this is ascending triangle pattern, which if you zoom out a lot, it actually was. Right? If you do it, we do it like this, then okay. Somebody pointed that out to me. Right? But for me, I'm looking at, if I look on a daily, there's upside down head and shoulders with the breakout. So the neckline that we need to not go below is 342. 342, Fibonacci this to the previous high. That 1-to-1 ratio would be 351 area. But you can see it's inching up. High, low, high, low, high. Higher low could be 346 easily. And that will confirm with the EMAs right here, 345 in terms of dollars. MACD histogram, it just reached that overbought. So that means that some swing traders could be thinking to take some profit or move their stop losses up. On the weekly, what we want to watch out for is the evening star reversal candle pattern or triple candle pattern if that happens. Last time that happened was here, and then it took about 112 days to pull back that long to get the higher low, the weekly higher low. About a month. So it's just something to watch out for. All right, moving more quickly. Take a quick glance at gold, GLD. You can see gold had the upside down head and shoulders bounce, but we hit this resistance point in the yellow line. This yellow line, the blue line. Now, if it's going to maintain an uptrend, we can see it's trying to. On a weekly, however, we want to make sure this is not turning into a weekly lower high, and then we're dumped to lower lows. And watch out for that. The weekly still, it could actually, there's two scenarios here to clarify. It could continue the downtrend in a bearish scenario down to 176. In a bullish scenario, it would pull back slightly and then form an upside down head and shoulders, which is bullish, and retest the 187 or 190 range. Something to watch out for in the weekly area. Because this weekly MACD momentum, the RSI is basically neutral in 53 area. We could build for quite a little bit. Last time the MACD histogram built a lot. You could see it might continue that to the upside, possibly. Now, silver had an interesting attempt, right? Let me clean this up for us. If I draw a trend line here, we had an attempt. That's what I'm saying. We had this attempt. Draw this trend line, and what do we see? High, low, and it's inching up there. There could also be like gold, this upside down head and shoulders pattern trying to go up to about the 24 level of 23. However, I would not be surprised if it dumps back down all the way down to about 21. So want to watch out for those levels. Easy Fibonacci, if somebody's wondering, looks like that for support on the underside. Weekly, we do have the shooting star. Okay, we did have the shooting star. This could be turning into a sloppy evening star pattern. Want to watch out for that. Very quickly, something I don't really go over that much, UUP, which is basically DXY, the dollar currency index. Okay, so we could see after we went parabolic, we lost that support line and we've been fading down, low, high, double bottom, and it's been tightening up here. All right, down here, I should say. Tightening, right? Just had that support pierce. This is not an upside down head and shoulders yet. If it is, it has to break above that trend line resistance as the neckline above 100. We're on a weekly right now, by the way. So daily did it reach oversold. The swing traders are probably going to look to enter in. Actually, they already entered in probably right here on this double bottom on July 13, which is almost 2 weeks ago. Now, on this swing trading, it's reaching that resistance point. The overbought range, it could go maybe 10, 20 more points in here. We want to see exactly where it's going to fade down, and this MACD is going to cross down to the bottom side. Moving on, VIX. The VIX, once we get down to this level, $12, $11, somewhere here, maybe even under 14, 13, it's getting into the zone where I'm saying 13, where we might see a little bit of a bounce. Okay, this giant one here, this is the pandemic. The Fibonacci, we haven't had a volatility bounce for a while now. And that would take us back up to about 15, 17, 18, 19. It's been about 3 months, the last major pullback. I want to watch out for that. But it's all dependent on earnings. Quite honestly, right? I can prepare with the technicals, but if big tech has phenomenal earnings and AI news, I mean, it's probably going to go up a little bit at least. Now, US oil bounced off of this support line multiple times, starting its short-term EMA up cross. This is interesting. The 50 over 200 is not there yet, but the price is above the 200, which is good. And if I draw this longer-term trend line, we can start to see long-term consolidation. We had a support level right above $59. Where's the resistance? 72 and 77, 85, and 92. That's something we want to see. Continue to upcross. Now, the 4 hour starting to upcross. So is it going to fake out? There's only two things that's going to happen. It's either going to fake out soon, or this might be the real one where we finally get the uptrend continuing. Natural gas starting to go sideways. However, it is interesting to see that we're establishing this kind of higher low above 680. Finally starting to see something occurring here on natural gas. But right now, this neckline or the resistance about 730 to about 760. So really need to see that break to the upside. I do still enjoy looking at this weekly chart here because this is starting to look like some kind of bottoming formation. It is summer, the weather's hot, but the MACD is still open. It's a matter of time before we get explosive move to the upside. On the price, if this is a higher low, see if we get a higher high to $8.59 or $9. Okay, just for a few minutes, visually look at some of the big stock moves, charts. So Google, Microsoft, Meta, Amazon, just visually. Okay, so Google's still in the uptrend. And I'll just say it very simply. If we have good earnings, it's probably going to break above 127 on the resistance. Bad earnings, we could see the support all the way down this 110 right here. It's kind of been fading here, but because we have the golden up cross, people are at least optimistic about that. Something to watch out for. Microsoft had a very nice move here. Looking very interesting into right before earnings. There's a little bit of bearish divergence on the technicals, primed for a move pullback if they have anything bad happening. So in terms of support on the bottom side, 311 or 290 has to break above 359, and then it's at all-time highs. Let's go to Amazon. Many stocks look the same. Okay, this is not saying we're about to downtrend crash. We would have to have significant, severe, basically bad data and news. It's in the uptrend. Okay, if we very simply, is Amazon stock going down or is it going up? It's going up, but it might be forming its next valley, its next dip. High, low, high, because we can it's never tested the 200 EMA. It could definitely fall back all the way down to 115, and that would be a good spot to try to pick some up depending on the data. I might do that by more. Meta. Very similar, right? But the RSI is in neutral range, 46. And Meta with the launch of Threads app, which actually Threads app, the users, after they limited their posts, the users kind of dropped off. And the features are not there yet. So you can see there's a large circle here. All these support levels, 248, 214. Why do I name this off every single week? Because these are levels either for education or for myself personally. As a trader or investor, maybe I want to buy some more, right? Because it's a little, if it's just a dip on the way down, hopefully it's not going to turn to downtrend. That's the bearish scenario. Consolidation is we just go sideways. Market doesn't know what to do. But if it's a temporary dip and then it keeps going higher, I like those little mini crashes. I like this as a trader, as an investor. That's what I want to see. I don't want to buy at the top. Nobody wants to do that as a long. That's not a real strategy. It's a money losing strategy. A money making strategy is buying these dips and being patient, like many people are that I know right now. We're just all holding right now. This is all profit for us right now. Right before earnings. That's the more important aspect I'm looking at. Okay, let's go to crypto. Let me check the comments before I move over. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining. This is the crypto section now. We're looking at total market cap on the crypto side. I am streaming live on TradingView, YouTube, Twitch, and we also have a Twitter X group. Let's go to total. So, first things first, are we in an uptrend, downtrend, or consolidation right now in this square price? So downtrend means series of lower lows and lower highs in the price, looks like that. An uptrend looks like 2020, series of higher highs and higher lows in the price, and sometimes a parabolic explosive move to the upside with the price. And a consolidation is essentially range bound going sideways. Okay, so we were in my answer and my interpretation on this is we were in an uptrend for about 3 months, and now we're into this consolidation phase. We want to watch out that we just established 1 or 2 weeks ago a lower high. That's not good on the total. I'm just going to be honest. That is not good for crypto. That's how I know. We should have broke out of here. It should not have come down. This should have pierced through and went up to continue a healthy uptrend. But the fact is, it is not doing that. It is not doing that. What is it doing right now? We're just consolidating. That's it. If I tighten up, if somebody really wants me to make a bullish case, maybe this could be an ascending triangle, right? We're still bullish. But I can see this in 2 ways. I see this 2 ways. Let me start with the bullish first, the green. If it's going to continue high, low, high, higher, low, higher, lower, high, but if we tighten up here, right until 1.13 trillion and then try to break out, we need to see that healthy breakout like on some stocks. Where's the breakout? 1.3 trillion, basically, we basically touch 1.25 and then the market got scared and started selling off on some bad news. I'm looking for some kind of support fight around 1.06 trillion, somewhere there. Now the bearish case, okay, I am starting to see a little bit of slanted head and shoulders, even though this is not at the top of a major move. And our trend line support is the neckline. If that is true, this is not good. Could be 25% down, which would mean an extreme market crash all the way back down to October levels. So that's why if something really bad happens, let's say with the SEC or crypto exchanges, something, almost illegal activity or more lawsuits, that is in the back of my mind right now, okay? As a worst case scenario. Worst case scenario, all cryptos goes to zero. But then I'm talking about bad case scenario, which no bull really wants, is that. So just two scenarios to watch out for, and basically don't panic. Don't panic if you're an investor. Now, on the weekly side, it is starting to, that shooting star about 2 weeks ago from the lawsuit, not really good. Not really good. We're still holding on though. Starting to top out. And remember, I was saying on Bitcoin, which we'll get to, is we had a bullish to this resistance pattern. The market cap is not even way in the overbought zone. So if I'm just patient, this thing might break through to the upside. Now, take a quick glance at Bitcoin future. Before that, actually, there are other indexes I like to look at. Take a quick detour first here. Like, for example, BTS dominance. Or not BTS dominance, BTC dominance. Right? Bitcoin. Now, right here, it's parabolic. Remember, some of those tech stocks, if it's parabolic, right, and we pull back here, what happens? Drawdown. Bearish move. Okay? So we want to watch out for this. Be very cautious right now because it broke through. I would be way more bullish if it was down here at 39% BTC dominance. But we broke through this resistance, and it's looking like if it doesn't survive here above 49%, there could be some problem. There could be a little issue here. I'm hoping this is going to turn to a breakout because if it does, 20% higher would be 59% Bitcoin dominance. The next resistance, that's exactly what we need. That would mean Bitcoin goes higher. We need that. Further evidence. USDT dominance. It's tightening. Symmetrical triangle. Could go either way right now. It's right above the support level above 7%. So if it rallies up to like 15%, just want to watch that. Now, finally we get to Bitcoin. What everybody wants to see. Bitcoin is slightly different. We had a double top. Okay. This is not good for now either. Why? We haven't broken above $31,000 Bitcoin for this entire year. For this entire year. The only good thing that I'm looking at is it's still in an uptrend, thank goodness. High, low, high, low. This was not a higher high. It was a double top. That's bad. That weekly, for this entire July, we went sideways. If it's not going to go higher, where else is it going to go? Down. Somebody just shorted. Okay. So the support level on Bitcoin, 27,000 area. And two scenarios again. Bearish scenario first, if this is a true double top, that would be bad. It would also turn into a M type of double top, which could be about 20 to 25% down. Where'd that take us? 18,000. It's probably going to really fight at 20,000 and 25,000 realistically, because those are the support levels here and here in blue. Worst case, we can't go below $15,000 Bitcoin. So it's going to be another fight. Remember, if you've seen my idea in my TradingView profile, many analysts were talking about this pullback here. And how long did that take? That took 66 days, 2 months of crypto down before it got oversold enough and then people bought it here. That could happen again. Literally, we're halfway, 30 days. So maybe another 15 days, maybe another 60 days to see this form and then bounce again. That's what we need. We need consistent positive news. We definitely do not need to go below 27,000 and hold below there. Okay. So me as an investor, the bullish side first, or secondly, if this bounces up, we just need to clear 33, 35, hold to go to 40, and then we'll be fine. Everyone will be rejoicing over that. We're still in the golden up cross, even though this is a lagging indicator. Okay, this EMAs. On the weekly, we've just started the week. It's a slightly different story if you're looking at it from an investor standpoint. Is high, low, double top. This is starting to turn into consolidation to my eyes. Something like this. Very short term. Right there. Okay. Wick to wick. The shooting stars last week were not good. Not good. All right. So this weekly, this needs to turn around in a couple weeks. Even right here on the MACD. All right. So there's just a lot of evidence that we're going to pull back. And then once this gets oversold on some of these swing trading platforms like 4 hour, it's building right now. We already had the leg down, but looking for another rally in the short-term day trading, one more big leg down, and then see if we rally back up to the upside. Okay, let's do a couple more cryptos, and I see like a question here, so I'll probably do some Forex right after this one if you somebody's requesting Forex. Let's go to Ethereum. Ethereum. Go faster here. Now, Ethereum still in the golden up cross on its daily. That's good. And if we draw this, it depends on which trend line am I going to use. But if I use the really tight trend line, that actually makes more sense. Could be an ascending triangle, possibly. If I'm very honest, no fear. Could be an ascending triangle. It's right at support. If it holds the support, great. Just like Bitcoin, high, low, high, low. It didn't quite hit the higher high, but consolidating down here right above 1775. We need to see these support levels hold. So it's either going to be a buying opportunity, or if it pierces to the downside rejection, then we're in trouble. Ethereum will be in trouble. The rally uptrend will be at risk. I'm telling everybody right now, if that happens. The opposite is true. The opposite is true if it breaks out above 2,200 for the bullish case. So with crypto, usually we get explosive volatile moves based upon either technical price buying or catalyst news data. So the big news was the WorldCoin. But I'm not sold on WorldCoin right now. I'm not excited about that. Okay, Ethereum USD. 2100 on the weekly is their resistance. Binance Coin. I'll go faster now. Binance Coin, it's still hesitating above the 200 EMA on the weekly, going sideways. The lawsuit is still a problem. The daily still stuck between this large little flag down to this rectangle down here, plus or minus 10%. The only thing is Binance is near that support. If it pierces to the downside, watch out for that. If it bounces, great. XRP USD, we had the big rally here, and this is what I'm saying. Remember, I'm paraphrasing now. I'm saying that here, right? I don't chase this. Okay? I don't chase big green. I chase setups earlier than that. So if somebody really wanted to day trade this, there was volatility for the bulls and the bears. Support test of the EMA, and then they had to wait. How many days? Maybe 3 days. That's a swing trade, even though it's a little risky, but 20%, that's a lot. And then the bears took over once the Bitcoin sell-off happened. It is getting close to this RSI, low RSI range on our H4. If you get another leg down, try to see some bullish momentum build and get one more bounce to the upside. right into that 618. That's where we want to see it go. It might bounce up to 72 and then dump down. One scenario. You'll know when it's going to go back up for a little bit of a rally when it bounces above that, up above that resistance yellow. I'm going to skip the SEC lawsuit coins. You know, some of these are in the lawsuit. There's 68 or 65 of them, so I'm just going to skip that for now. But the Doge USD, we held the support level. Very interesting. It's still very high price, but as long as we hold that support above 5 cents, and now we're at 7 cents, if this thing can break out, pull back, go to 9 cents, there might be a little bit of this little volatile rally that it's trying to do. Just trying to poke out there. It's been inching up. And you know, crypto, when it does that, it's very quiet. It happens very quietly and before you get an explosive move. That's why. It's like a rocket preparing to lift off. It might happen, it might not happen. So there's two cases where it might happen. Here's a bullish case, a big explosive move, or it could be a fake out. All right, so that's why we always need stop loss for trading. Below here and for investing, big stop loss on the bottom. All right. Maybe I'll just do Litecoin for this last one. I don't see any requests for crypto anymore. But starting to tighten up here. This is more turning to a consolidation. More of a little rising, almost wedge type of pattern. And you can see the support level down here is about $77 and the resistance at 120. The midpoint somewhere about $94. Still a little bit of volatility there. But what I hope on Litecoin does not happen is a sell-off, sell the news event where the Litecoin halving, right? The supply reduction, everybody kind of knows that now. It's coming up soon. Is I don't want this to turn into a large monthly lower high and then just everybody dumps after that. That would be bad. That's a really bad scenario. Because then if it's a dead cat bounce, that'll demoralize crypto traders a lot. However, we can see the larger uptrend trend line here, as well as the secondary trend line support. If that high low works, even a pull back down to 88 is no problem. We can try to bounce back and survive and thrive. All right, let's move on. I do have a question here. Somebody said, hello, would you know where I can find a mentor? I'm trying to get help within the Forex world. I would recommend TradingView first, YouTube. There are private groups for Forex. There are probably a dozen out there. There's private coaching out there. You just have to kind of find them, but usually they're paid. There are not, I've never really seen high quality free ones. There might be free webinars and seminars. If the groups are too expensive, so basically number one is TradingView YouTube. Number two are free resources like Google, TradingView. Number three are books. Books can be mentors as well because I study for my own studying. I study many books. I bought them, and it's cheaper than joining like $1,000 group or a $500 group per month or something like that, or per year. So it really depends. And I would recommend try to learn from the experts and the masters, right? So that's what I recommend. And also paper trading. If instead of trying to, if you're doing Forex, most people are trying to do on leverage. I highly recommend paper trading here. You just turn that on. You connect it. You turn it on. And you have to adjust your settings here in the settings, your account balance, and then you can trade. You can trade paper, fake money, pretty much anything during open market hours, stocks, crypto, and Forex. Okay, so I would highly recommend that. There's no need to risk even 1 penny. No need to risk $1 or €1, anything like that. In a learning scenario if somebody's just starting out or looking for a mentor. Okay, so that's what I recommend. I will do a couple Forex charts here. I usually do it upon request, but I'm a swing trader and an investor, so I'm a very long term, much more longer term mindset. This year, I'm more on the investing side because we had such a huge rally. I'm not really trading that much these days because my investment portfolio is doing great. All right, so on Euro USD, before we start here, we have to rewind just quickly. I did the DXY before, so just quick recap of that. We lost that support level. It's oversold right now. See if we can get the bounce back up, low, high, low. Seek out the lower high, maybe a higher low, and try to get this rebound to 103. That could be a scenario. Now, Euro USD is actually the inverse of the DXY US dollar, oftentimes. Okay, so this is in its uptrend right now. And we had that same bounce up and it's pulling back. But you can see the golden cross is in the uptrend. High, low, high, low, high, low, higher low, above 108 USD. And then we could even try to go to the higher high. So I'm boxing this in between 113, 108, and 106. Okay. We had the breakout already. So this has been bullish for this 9 months now. USD/JPY, slightly different. Dollar yen. Okay. Higher low, higher high, higher low. Stair stepping up. This is not good. So it's like the DXY. Lower low, lower high. When this stops, two scenarios. If this stops, we could do a lower low. That might be a short opportunity. This might be turning into a head and shoulders. If it does, that's 4% to the downside. That's a huge move in Forex. A lot of pips. Right down to 133. Okay. Now, moving on. We'll do pound dollar. We'll see here. Right. We had this breakout. Very interesting. Breakout, higher high, H. I'm just going to say HL, HL, H. Where's the L? Right here. Right. $1.26. If we ever lose $1.23, we're in big trouble here because that will mean a downtrend. Last one, Aussie dollar USD. This one is kind of a little bit more consolidation here. You can see symmetrical triangle play. It's not in an uptrend. This is a consolidation tightening pattern. So Bollinger Bands can kind of help a little bit, right? You could see it with visual. It's going sideways. I do see a double top M formation. Right here in the 3.68%. If this happens and goes to the downside 4%, then you'll know we're in big trouble. Down here to 63 cents. But if it's going to pull back, it has two, three supports. It has support at 66 cents. It has support at 67 cents. And if it's going to drop down there, it might be a good time to enter there. You want to see some kind of bullish reversal, bullish engulfing, higher highs, higher lows, that type of pattern. But the fact we had a double top, that's an easy short. Easy, just bravely short that down with a stop loss, educational wise. The way to practice is during open market hours using paper trading. No need to risk your own money if you're just trying to learn and practice. Anybody out there for any asset. I practice a lot. I studied a lot and I practice a lot. Most people do not realize that. When I talk to them, like my friends or a stranger, or just anybody who's asking me, they don't know the back history. How much did I study? How much do I practice? I'm still studying, I still practice, I still learn. Even now, right? I'm a firm believer in continuing education, lifelong learning. Doesn't matter how old am I. Doesn't matter how good am I. Even if I get to a professional level by label, I'm still going to keep going, right? That's just the kind of person I am. I'm kind of like high competitive like that. All right. So thank you everybody for watching, following. Appreciate this follow right here. And if you like this stream, you learned something, please consider following on TradingView, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter X. And that's going to do it for today's stream. I hope you have a good week in trading, and I'll see you next time. I'm considering moving my streams to Mondays because it makes more sense in terms of the business hour and letting the market actually have one day's move. So I'm going to try that out for a little bit. And the next stream will be on July 31st, Monday, the last day of this month. In around this time, evening time, nighttime, USA. Thank you, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.